Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, children. Today we are going to continue with Kirchhoff's law. We are going to solve two example problems from your textbook, children. And after that, we'll be continuing with Wheatstone's network. Okay, ma? So, hope you went through yesterday's topic. Yesterday, we were discussing about Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. Now, the current law is the algebraic sum of the currents meeting at a junction is said to be zero, and also the algebraic sum of changes in potential around any closed loop involving resistors and cells in the loop is zero. So these are the two rules which we read yesterday. Okay, so based on that, we are going to solve the worked out examples which is there in your book in page number 116 and 117. So I want you to have your textbook also with you so that you understand when I solve, because it involves complex circuits. So I wanted to work out the problem, so please follow. Okay, right. So this is the first example problem, example 3.6. Now let us read the sum. First, a battery of 10 volt and negligible internal resistance connected across the diagonally opposite corners of a cubical network consisting of 12 resistors. How many resistors are there in this cube? 12 resistors are there. And each resistor has got the value of resistance to be 1 ohm. So each resistor has got 1 ohm, right? Determine the equivalent resistance of the network and the current along each edge of the cube. Now the circuit appears to be complex, but only when you understand the concept. Now this problem has been solved using using the two laws, that is current law as well as voltage law. Let us go into how they have solved the problem. Okay, now the explanation for this. Okay, now they start with explanation that this is not a simple series and parallel combination. Of course it is a complex. Okay, but what is one thing in this circuit is, now it has got a very clear symmetry. Now the symmetrical arrangement of the resistors has been done over here, so you can easily solve this using Kirchhoff's laws. Okay, so both the laws have been used here. So the first phase of the sum is using current law, and the second phase is using voltage law. Okay, so look at the solution. The network is not reducible to a simple series and parallel combination of resistors. There is, however, a clear symmetry in the problem which we can exploit to obtain the equivalent resistance. So you can use the because the resistors are arranged in a very clear symmetry, you can easily find out the equivalent resistance of this network. Okay, now keep on looking at the diagram when I explain, children, right? Now let us take first the path A dash, A, D and A, B. Okay, now look at the diagram. In this diagram, here this is the path A dash. Okay, A dash, and they talk about A, D, and here they talk about AB. So three leads they are talking about. Now look at the amount of, now this is considered to be a junction, right? Now this is considered to be a junction, and the current entering the junction is 3 ampere. Okay, now look at the connection here. Now this junction is connected to the junction which is there by a battery of 10 volt. Are able to understand? See, A and C dash, what is that end there? Yes, C dash. So A and C dash are connected, that is along the diagonal it is connected, children, and you have a battery whose voltage is 10 volt. Okay, so now come to this junction. Now what is the current entering into this junction? The current entering to this junction is 3 ampere. Okay, so 3I is the current entering, and you have from this junction three leads that are going here. So that is AB, AD and AA dash. So this 3I is distributed as I along AB, I along AD and I along AA dash. Are you able to get my point? Yes. So 3I is the current entering. Where is my cursor? 3I is the current entering, and the current is distributed among the three leads, that is AB, AD and AA dash. Is it clear, children? Right. Now look at the sentence. The paths AA dash, AD and AB are obviously symmetrically placed in the network. Thus, the current in each must be the same. So what is the value of current now? It is I. Okay, ma? Now come to the corners A dash, B and D. Once again go back to the diagram. Now this is A dash, children. Okay, now this is also a point where the current is split up here. Now listen. Now this is a junction A dash. Now here the current entering the junction is I. Okay, ma, look at the direction of current entering the junction A dash. It is I. Now this current is distributed along A dash, B dash and A dash, D. Now I is split up as I by 2 along A dash, B dash, and AD it is split up as I by 2. So I is nothing but I by 2 plus I by 2, which is I, correct? So the current entering the junction A dash is I, and the current is divided among these two leads A dash D and A dash B dash as I by 2, I by 2. Is it clear? Now the same case is with D. Look at this junction. In this junction also the current entering is I, and the current is split up as I by 2 along DC and I by 2 along D dash. Is it clear? Is it clear, children? So here look at this point. AD lead la current is entering I, and here in this junction the current splits up. Here it is D along DC, it is splitting up as I by 2, and along D dash it is splitting up as I by 2. Okay, ma? Similarly with this junction you take B. The current entering B is I, and it is getting splitted up as I by 2 along BC and along BB dash. So 3 points. Once again I repeat, A dash current entering I by 2, it is splitting up. Similarly at this junction D, the current entering is I, it is splitting up as I by 2 along the leads. Similarly at this junction B, current entering is I, it is splitting up as B dash and BC. Is it clear now? Now this is with respect to what rule, children? Current rule. Okay, now look at the sentence. At the corners A dash, B and D, the incoming current I must split equally into the two outgoing branches. In this manner, the current in all the 12 edges of the cube are easily written down in terms of I using Kirchhoff's first rule and the symmetry in the problem. So the current is distributed, right? Now I am going to apply Kirchhoff's second rule. Okay. Now second rule is applied to the lead. Which lead I am going to apply? Let us start from here, children. A, B, C, C dash, E and A. Okay, just keep your finger and see which is the loop. Now the loop starts from A. The loop starts from A, goes to B, then goes to C, then goes to C dash, comes down to E, and then once again to A. Okay. Now I am going to write what is the equation for this? Now I am going to apply voltage law here. Okay, now the current is entering here. Where is the cursor? This is disappearing. Yes, now the current is entering inside. So here is a resistor whose value is R, and the current entering in this lead is I, and the direction of current and the assumed direction are the same. So what should be the sign given? It should be having a negative sign. So it is minus IR. Okay, which is the voltage product of current into resistor with a negative sign. Okay, so for this lead it is minus IR. Okay, right. Again it is going to this lead. Again the direction of current and the assumed direction are the same, but here the resistor value is R and the current is I by 2 here. Okay, this lead along BC. Okay, so I will write again, I will have a negative sign here, minus R, I by 2 into R. Am I clear? Yes. Next, again the current is going in this direction. Again the resistance is R and the current is I, again with a negative sign. So I have minus IR. Okay. Okay. Then comes, there is no resistor here, and you have a voltage, okay, which is from minus, that is negative to positive. So in this case this will become plus psi. So I didn't write the value, I just write plus psi alone. This is equal to 0. This is the first equation. Okay, so here capital R represents the resistance of each edge, and psi represents the EMF of the battery. Thus when I simplify this equation, so I simplify this equation, minus IR, this 2 will come here, so it is 2 IR minus IR, again this 2 will go here also, it is minus 2 plus E is equal to 0. Okay, so minus 2 minus I, so this will become minus 5R. Okay ma, minus 5R equal to, oh here I2 also I missed, so it is 5 by 2, this 2 which I left, so 2 IR, 2 IR all divided by 2, so it is minus 5 by 2 IR equal to this psi, when it goes to the opposite side it becomes minus psi. So now psi will be 5 by 2 I into R. Okay ma, this is the EMF, right? Okay, now this is the equivalent EMF. Now I am going to find out what is the equivalent resistance. So let us write R equivalent, resistance equivalent equal to psi by V by I, right? So it is psi by I. Now here it is, psi is 5 by 2 I into R divided by, what is the total current that is entering? It is 3I. So this will be 5 by, this 2 will come to the denominator, so 2 into 3 becomes 6, and I gets cancelled, so it is 5 by 6 times R is the equivalent resistance. Is it clear? See how simply we have solved this, right? Okay, now let us take the value of resistor is considered to be 1 ohm, because each resistance has got 1 ohm. It is already given in the question. So R equivalent is, now this is the resistance of each resistor, and we know the value of equivalent resistance to be 5 by 6 R. Okay, 5 by 6, when you multiply by 1, so this will be 5 by 6 ohm. Okay ma, right? Okay, next, now the total current is 3I. So 3I is equal to, I is equal to V by R. Okay, ma? Now from this, I can calculate the current through each edge. I am going to find out what is the current through each edge. So when I simplify this, 3I equal to, the 6 will go to the numerator. So 10 into 6 by 5. So this will become 12 children. So 3I is 12. Then what is I? I is equal to 4 ampere, which is the current in the each edge. So very simply I have solved, but the circuit appears to be complicated because we are able to prove easily because of the symmetry, and using Kirchhoff's current law and voltage law, I have found out the equivalent resistance and also the current in each edge of the cube. Is it clear, children? So definitely you also are looking at the diagram, try to solve the problem, because whenever you are tested with such simple circuits, unless and until you are very familiar with the rules, you will not be able to solve. Okay, so this is with respect to a symmetrical cube. Now next example you see, children. Now this is not a symmetrical network. Now here, how am I going to determine the current in each branch of the network? Again, this is a worked out example, children. This is again a complex circuit. Why I am working out is, if I ask you to go through it, many of you will not understand. So I myself wanted to solve this. That's why I am doing it. Please follow. Only when you follow, you will understand how the sum has been solved. So look at this network for 1 minute, then we are going into the solving part of it. Okay. Now look at the exam solution they have given. Page number 118, they have given the solution. Now each branch of the network is assigned an unknown current. Now each branch has got a value of unknown current. Here this branch has got I2, this branch has got I1 minus I2, this branch has got I2 plus I3 minus I1, this branch has got I2 plus I3. Here also I3, here also I3. Now we need to determine what is the value of current in each branch of the network. So I need to determine the value of I1, I2, I3. Okay, ma? Right. So to reduce the number of unknowns at the outset, the first rule of Kirchhoff is used at every junction to assign the unknown current in each branch. We have three unknown branches, I1, I2, I3, which can be found by applying the second rule of Kirchhoff's to three different loops. So first we'll have three different loops to get three equations, and when you simplify those three equations, you will get the value of current I1, I2 and I3. So here is where we are going to apply Kirchhoff's second law. Okay, so to start with, we'll start with the closed loop. Okay, now the closed loop, in the closed loop I'm going to take three loops, children. So the first loop which I'm going to take is A D C A. Okay, ma? So let us see in the diagram where is A D C A. Okay, so here it starts A D C A. So this is the loop. First we are talking about this loop. Okay, so let us write the equation. Now here you have a battery here. Yes, you have a battery here. You have a cell here. So psi value also will be there, and apart from that, how many resistors are there? 1, 2, 3 resistors are there. 3 resistors and a cell. So we are going to write the algebraic sum of the currents and resistors and also the EMF. Okay, so let us start with A. Now look at the direction of current. The direction of current is said to be the direction of the assumed direction. So here it is, current is I1 minus I2 into the resistance is 4. So with a negative sign. So I have, let me write here, minus 4 into I1 minus I2. Okay, so for the first lead, I have written the value. Okay, because the direction of current is said to be in the direction of the assumed value. Here I have I1 minus I2, and I have to write with the negative sign. So minus 4 I1 minus I2. Next we are going on to this lead. Look at the direction. Actually the assumed actual direction is this side. Current arrow is this side, but what should be my assumed direction? It should be here. It should move from D to C. So here it is in the opposite direction. So the branch of current, the network of current here is I2, I3 minus I1 into 2. So here I will not have a negative sign, I will have a plus sign here. So I will write the second lead value of resistance into current as plus 2 into I2 plus I3 minus I1. Okay ma? Here both are in the same direction. Assumed direction, actual direction, both are same. So I have a minus sign here. Here assumed direction and actual direction are in the opposite sign. So when I write the product of resistance into current, I will have a plus sign. Okay. Now let us move to the third lead. Third lead, actually the assumed direction is from C to A and the actual direction is also C to A, and you have a resistance whose value is 1 and the current in this lead is I1. So I will have once again minus I1, 1 into I1, which is minus I1. And what is the voltage here? Again it is from negative to positive. So this is taken as plus 10. So here plus 10 equal to 0. You have to write it very clearly. Now simplification. Now I have simplification, minus 4 I1 plus 4 I2 plus 2 I2 plus 2 I3 minus 2 I1 minus I1 plus 10 equal to 0. So look, segregate all the common terms, children. Now here it is minus 4 I1, here it is minus 2 I1, here it is minus I1. So minus 4, minus 2, minus 1. So you have minus 7 I1. Okay ma? Okay ma? Right. Next I2 terms, 4 I2, 2 I2, right? You don't have any other term. So 4 plus 2 is 6 I2, children. Then I have only I3, which is 2 I3, and I will take this 10 to the other side, then it becomes minus 10. Okay, now when I change the sign of this, because here left side I have minus 10, so let me change the sign. When I change the sign, here minus 7 becomes plus 7, 7 I1 plus 6 will become minus 6 I2 plus 2 becomes minus 2, 2 I3. This is equal to plus 10. So this is my first equation. It is there in your textbook. See, 7 I1 minus 6 I2 minus 2 I3 is equal to 10. Okay, this is with respect to the first loop. Okay, similarly we'll go to the second loop. Which is the second loop? Closed loop. A second closed loop. Let me write in the closed loop. So what is the closed loop? A, B, C, A. So this is the closed loop, which is ABCA. We get, which is ABCA? See here. Go to the diagram back. A, B, C, A. Again we'll have the equation. Now here it is I2 into 4. So I have minus 4 into I2. Okay ma? Okay ma? Because the actual current and the assumed current are in the same direction. Again from B to C you have the current value to be in the same direction. So here also I have a negative sign. So minus 2 into I2 plus I3. Okay, and come to the third lead also you have a negative sign because same direction. So here the resistance is 1, the current is minus I1. So minus I1, and the battery again it is from positive to negative. So I have plus 10 equal to 0. So now the simplification process, minus 4 I2 minus 2 I2 minus 2 I3 minus I1 plus 10 equal to 0. So again I have minus 6I2 minus 2I3 minus I1 equal to minus, take all the minus sign, you have 6I2 plus 2I3 plus I1 equal to 10. This is your second equation. Okay. Similarly, for the third loop, okay, for the third loop, for the third loop, okay, so what is the third loop? B, C, D, E, B. Okay, so B, C, D, E, B here. B, C, D, E, B. So with this, for this, I'm going to have the equation. We'll write it as, we have to start from here, right? Okay. Now again, the direction of current is the same in the direction of assumed direction. So you have minus 2 into I2 plus I3 into 2, right? So I will write that minus 2 I2 plus I3. Next, here in this lead again the same direction. So once again minus 2 into what is the current in this lead is I2 plus I3 minus I1. So that also we'll write. So minus 2 into I2 plus I3 minus I1. Okay. To the next lead, sorry, to the next lead, where is my, this is only a cell. Okay, and this is from negative to positive, so whose value is plus 5. Okay, so that also I will write. So it is plus 5. Okay, so and there is no resistance, so this is equal to 0. So when I simplify this, minus 2I2 minus 2I3 minus 2I2 minus 2I3 plus 2I1 plus 5 equal to 0. Segregate all the terms. Here I have minus 2I3, here I have minus 2I3. So which is minus 4I3. Again I have 2I2 terms. Again minus 4I2 plus 2I1 is equal to minus 5. Okay, so the same equation they have written here. So they have rearranged this equation. 2I1 minus 4I2 minus 4I3 is equal to minus 5. So I have got 3 equations, children. Now this is the first equation. This is the first equation and this is the second equation and this is the third equation. Okay, now when I simplify these equations, I will have the value of current to be I1 is equal to 2.5 ampere, I2 is equal to 5 by 8 ampere and I3 is equal to 7 by 8 ampere. Okay, so simplification process you try. Now this you have to know how to simplify these two equations to get the value of current. I1, I2, I3 has to be determined. So take first any two equations, you can get the value of one value of current, substitute in the other equation to get the value of the other values of current. Okay. Now what is that? Now look at your textbook. Now the current in the various branches of the network are AB, they have found out. AB is equal to, that is AB is 5 by 8A. So look at AB, where is AB? Now AB is this. Okay, so when you multiply 4 into the value of I2, what is the value of I2? The value of I2 is 5 by 8. So I2 value they have substituted. Okay, so what current is there here? What current is there here? I2. I2 is, what is the value of I2? I2 is 5 by 8. Similarly, wherever you have different branches, suppose in this branch you have I2 plus I3 minus I1 add all the values, you will get the value of the current in this branch. Similarly, they have calculated all the currents for various networks. Now work out this sum today and send me as the homework. The remaining part you can understand very easily. The main part I have solved. So solve the other part. This problem you work out, because I'm going very slowly, children. I'm not able to continue as per I planned, but no problem. See to that you work out this sum, try to understand and send me the homework. This is the homework for you today. Remaining part you will solve and send me. Okay? See you, children.